Hello all and welcome back to the channel. Welcome to a new Steelbook opening. Today I'm going to be opening up a Steelbook that arrived yesterday for me, and it is the Steelbook for the 1990 movie Darkman. This is a German release. So let's have a little talk about the movie and then we'll take a look at this and I'll give you my appraisal of this Steelbook, its art and all that sort of stuff. Let's get to it. Okay, so the movie Darkman, it came out in the year of 1990, directed by Sam Raimi and starring quite a young Liam Neeson. Now, Sam Raimi wanted to make a superhero movie, but he couldn't, how things would change. And so he created his own comic book style character, that being of Darkman. Now, Darkman, you know, it was very well received at the time. It's dated a little bit, but it's a bloody good film. It's a very fun time. The film did generate 2 straight-to-DVD sequels. Liam Neeson didn't come back to reprise the role of Darkman. The role was given to Arnold Vosloo, who you would know from, probably best know as the Mummy in the Brendan Fraser Mummy films. Yeah, now, this isn't the only release of Darkman that I have. I do have a few releases. So the first release I actually got of Darkman was a German release, and it's still sealed. Sealed like this. Actually, that wasn't the first release. I had a DVD release before this. But the first Blu-ray release was this German edition here in a black box. It's still sealed because I never watched it. As I know the film, do you know what I mean? And then the sequels. I wanted the sequels as well. And in the UK, but before we got it in the UK, I picked up this. I think this is like a Dutch copy or somewhere like that. It's got different languages on the back. But this is the Darkman trilogy, which had all 3 films in it. So I then imported this because I wanted the other 2 releases. But I much prefer the original poster like that, which is a really, really cool poster. But also in here, I do actually have my original DVD release, just sort of floating around for posterity. Save space. I put them in here and keep the sleeves just in a file. So yes, I got that. Now, then they announced this release, and I couldn't get hold of it when it first came about. But obviously I've got hold of it now. I've rectified that. But then I saw this one and I got this. This is French release of Darkman. And yes, it's in a book. And this does actually contain all 3 of the Darkman movies in here. In Blu-ray. So you got 2 Blu-rays, 1 DVD and 1 comic. Now in here you have a Blu-ray of Darkman, a DVD of Darkman, Darkman 1 and 2 on the same disc. So that has sort of propelled me into keeping this because they're on individual discs. I don't know if there's any downgrade in the picture quality between that and that. I haven't checked. I don't know. So yeah, when they've sort of compressed them onto one disc, I don't know whether there's... I don't know. I ain't got the answers for you on that one. So yes, I got that. Now, like I said, this does contain a comic book within it from a comic company called Dynamite, and it's a 4-issue comic book in which Darkman teamed up with the character of Ash from The Evil Dead, The Army of Darkness, Bruce Campbell's character. Dynamite Comics done a few Darkman comics, Darkman versus Reanimator, Darkman versus the Army of Darkness. Obviously in here it's all in French, so I don't read French, but luckily enough I do actually have the 4 individual issues that came. Issue 1, issue 2, issue 3 and issue 4. These are in their original English. Published by Dynamite Comics. Before Dynamite Comics done Darkman comics, Marvel did do a limited Darkman series. So even though the character wasn't created as a comic book character, It was a film character. It did get a little bit of a life in comic books. I can't get them back in the bag at the moment. So yeah, so you know, and I just thought that was a really nice release to have. And then a couple of weeks ago, this became available. I really wanted it. I really liked the style of, even though it's different. I sort of fell in love with a Steelbook in that it was so different than anything else, image-wise, for the film. So, Lusty, I picked it up. So let's get this open. Let's take a look, because that's originally what we're here for. But I thought I'd have a little look at the others, and yeah, why not? Just the camera, take a gander. Okay, so here we have your Steelbook. Obviously, this here is a J card, and the green. We got the German age rating there. So there's that, and you can see the front cover, but we'll have a look at front cover once the plastic is off, because they always look better. There's your spine title there, and there's the back. Obviously all written in German, but the film does play in its English. So let's get this plastic off and let's take a look. Just cutting off the gap into it. So it has got a sort of shine metallic finish to it. Get that plastic off, so there we go. Now the J card is stuck down on this release with glue. Don't really like that, as you can see, so let's get that off. So there's your Steelbook, there's your J card there, as you can see, nice. So yeah, so obviously no writing, no title, it's literally just art on the Steelbook. And it's got a very horror-esque type of a feel to it. Now the film isn't a horror film per se, but there are sort of body horror images within the film, I suppose. Here, obviously, he almost looks like Freddy Krueger. The hat, the face, and then the masks here, because in the film he has masks that he wears that he can make himself look like anyone else, but the masks only stay for a certain amount of time outside of darkness, hence the name Darkman, because he can only keep these real faces on in the dark. Light affects them, and so this almost looks like a Freddy Krueger stroke sort of Texas Chainsaw Massacre-esque kind of a cover, and I quite like that art. And it's, who's that? Okay, yeah. So if you take a look there, that's Jusko, Joe Jusko. Joe Jusko is actually a comic book artist. He's done a lot of comic book covers. He's done, I mean, going back to the early 90s, he's done Punisher covers. He's done a lot of trading cards. So yeah, I didn't recognise the style, but I recognise the signature there. Joe Jusko, check him out. That's from my comic collector days. Well, I still collect comics now, so I do know and recognise. Well, I didn't recognise. Oh, there's the back. Okay, that's nice. Title is on the back, Darkman with face. So it's a very horror-esque kind of a cover, but I don't know. I like it. I really like it, and it was striking. It stood out to me because it was so different for the character. It really was. But no, I like that. Joe Jusko, glad the guy's still getting some work. So yeah, really nice. And obviously it was, I did get it delivered. It was very well packaged, so there is no damage to this Steelbook, so that is fantastic. So let's take a look at the inside now. So here's the inside, and I like that these discs have been given a different hue to them than what we've had before. The green disc, fantastic, because it matches the green J card. Instead of just using the old discs, they've printed new discs for it, fantastic. And here's the scene inside in black and white where he's running along the rooftop, and they're sort of shooting at him with a rocket grenade launchery type thing, and you get the explosions behind him. So fantastic stuff. I am digging this edition, I truly am. Superb. So, in all honesty, I am blown away by this release. I can understand that this art may not be for everyone. That, you know, tonally in what it is, you know, it feels like a horror cover compared to a superhero cover, but it's kind of right. It does embrace the character and the horrific look of the character, the masks that he uses, but gives it a sort of horror spin. And Sam Raimi is synonymous with horror, obviously with Evil Dead and that sort of a thing. So fantastic. Bruce Campbell does make an appearance in the film at the very end as Darkman, as one of the faces that he was wearing. And Bruce Campbell was in fact the original choice to play the character of Darkman, but the studios didn't have the faith in the actor. They wanted someone a tad more established, so they went with Liam Neeson. But he did get that appearance at the end, and it's such a shame that, as good as Arnold Vosloo was in the sequels, it's a shame that Bruce Campbell didn't get the role, because it would have sort of made sense considering he appeared at the end, that he kept that face instead of his original face. Do you know what I'm saying? So yeah, but quality release. So there we go, a quick look at the Darkman Steelbook from Germany. Fantastic. And I've got to say that, you know, it truly is. And Joe Jusko, but saying that, I mean, looking at this clearly now, that's actually got 1990. So I'm sure Joe Jusko, I don't know if he's still working then, because that's got a 90 on it. So it looks like he'd done this art when the film came out. Wow, I've never seen this before. I wonder what he'd done that for. I might have to look into that. So obviously he might not still be working now. I don't know if the guy's still alive, but regardless, Joe Jusko was a comic book cover artist and stuff like that, and trading card artist, so worth checking out his work. 1990. I'm going to have to check this art out, what it was done for, what you know. But yeah, anyway, this is AJ. Look, I'm rambling on about Darkman, but it's a fantastic film. If you haven't seen it, it's really worth checking out. There are it really is. It's a great Sam Raimi superhero movie before the days of Spider-Man. He done Spider-Man and that sort of thing. So there we go. This is AJ. Thank you for watching me. Thank you for joining that. Please consider hitting the subscribe button. Come and join the channel. Leave me comments down below. I do reply to all comments. Let me know your thoughts on the movie Darkman. If you have seen it, if you haven't seen it, if you plan on seeing it after seeing this video. Yeah, I'm sure it can be picked up pretty cheap. Standard copy. Anyway, this is AJ. Thanks again. Be safe. Goodbye.